Happy Saturday, lovely.
Yeah, weekend.
Hey there! Feel a lot better today already.
Yeah.
How's your Saturday going?
Saturday's been really good actually.
What have you been up to?
Been skating.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a skateboarder now? Not a poser?
Not yet.
Not yet. Poser not yet?
No, I'm not a poser at all. It's a new fall.
Yeah, no, you fall. You commit. You commit hard, eh? But you're stubborn, like a rock.
Of course.
When it's like time to teach you, like.
Yes, I know. But there's something I'll definitely realize and then work on. So.
Yeah, I just
It's
need
like me wanting to learn, but like not accepting that I do actually have some faults.
I need to kind of make sure people understand up to what point I really know what I'm doing, and then in that, and then differentiate between the point where I'm also a student, where I'm also like I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like at some point I have got a little bit of an idea, but at some point I just won't know. Anyway, enough about skateboarding. It's day 19. Oh, strawberry smoothie. It's handy. I didn't actually go across the street. I went to.
Oh, was you asking? I thought so. I was like, this man didn't move that.
Yeah, but I was also like, if we're gonna spend money, why go to the smoothie shop when we can just go to the restaurant?
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, so no, yeah.
Cool. Day 19.
Day 19, verse James, verse 1:21. I'm reading tonight.
Yes.
So put away everything that is sordid, all that overflowing malice, and humbly receive the word which has been planted within you and which has the power to rescue your lives. I think we don't have to read brainy part. I think that's a verse that can be broken into pieces and broken down enough. I don't know, what do you think? It means enough. I recognize some things in myself that I can actually talk about without going into the next part yet.
Yes, of course.
You want to start with me?
Can we first find out the meaning of what sordid means?
I think it's like degradation. I think it's bad stuff.
Okay.
Put away all the bad in the world, all the. I think Sodom and Gomorrah was kind of like sordid degradation. It's like if you want to say God is everything good, it's literally the opposite.
Yeah.
I think so. Let's check if I'm right. Okay, sordid meaning.
There's so many English words.
Sordid meaning. Involving ignoble actions and motives, arousing moral distaste and contempt. It's literally the opposite of God.
Okay.
Everything bad. If He's everything good, sordid is everything bad. So put away everything that is sordid. So for me that means everything I've done up in my life until like the last, I don't know, year or two or something, where I started pulling some of them away slow. Where, about 2 years ago, kind of when I met you, isn't it? Where I started like, no, that's
wrong.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah.
I have to stop that. I have to
Yeah.
So for me, it's like an ongoing process. I have been having to stop a lot less things the last couple of months, up to a year. I don't know. There's less and less that I have to get rid of.
Which is quite nice. It's actually quite I don't know how to say it, but you just feel like
It's
you
free.
have to worry.
It's
To
free.
worry about. All you have to worry about is right now.
I've not slept as good as this last 19 days since starting this in the last 10 years.
So I haven't been as happy and enjoyed my job since.
No, I've not been this content. I've been married before. Something that'll always stick with me was one day in a kitchen, we had like a family discussion. Ava was born already, and Rebecca kind of was worried. She said, I don't think you'll ever be content. And at that point, now I can see what she was talking about because of the WBFF, the bodybuilding, the abs stuff.
Yes.
And now I'm like, I do feel content, finally.
Yes.
So I do see what she was worried about, and that comes back to, so put away everything that is sordid. It's not just the bodybuilding, I was going to raves, doing drugs, partying, doing really bad stuff, and just going on and on and on and on, and not having that contentment to be at home, be with your family, relax, go skateboarding, pick up dog food, have a smoothie from next door. Do you want to say anything about so put away everything that is sordid?
Well, I've been obviously working on my negative traits and my flaws and things I need to work on, and I realized one today. is that I always tell you like, if you have something like you find something that you don't like about yourself, pray about it or and then let it go, whatever. I found something today, because I always want to be better myself, obviously, and I love that you are my coach and my partner at the same time, but sometimes I need to be able to flip that switch and know that you are my coach to help me in a particular movement that I cannot do. But I'm always wanting to be like, oh, I want to learn. But when it comes to you telling me the honest opinion of what I'm doing wrong, I need to be humble and accept those things. Instead of having a bad attitude and being angry and getting irritated that you are telling me that I'm doing something wrong.
Totally agree. But I think again, like you always tell me, not being so hard on yourself. I do think it might be a difficult thing to juggle, because when we sweep the floor, we're equals.
Yes.
When we're doing something extremely sporty, I've got a little bit more experience than you. I did a lot more sport than you. So it's a hard thing to juggle, going, oh, he can teach me something here. Whereas it's sweeping the floor, and everything else we do, and a lot of things you're better than me, the teaching, the creating lessons, all that.
Yes.
You teach me things, but the things that...
But I'm saying I need to be humble in that as well. It's like,
I mean, you're getting so much better. You are so much better at being coachable than you used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, when I met her, it's a clean pool. Like, trying to show her what a clean pool looks like, and I was just like, 30 seconds in, I just realized I'm not going to coach her how to do a clean pool. I'm like, no, this is a brick wall. It's like, I believe this is how it's done, and we're not going to figure out how we can do it better. Anyway.
I wasn't willing to connect the dots as to what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to look.
Okay, so put away everything that is sordid. Leave our old lives behind.
Yes.
All that overflowing malice. What's malice? Malice means like negativity. Intention or desire to do evil. I will bear no malice. So put away all that intentions to do evil. Yeah, same thing what we just said. Sordid and evil, put it away, and humbly receive the word which has been planted within you. I have never been as humbled as I have been lately by I'm going to sound like such a hippie now.
That's fine.
When you lay in quietness and you pray in quietness, and something, the voice inside your head, but it really starts talking loudly, and the tears start welling up, and you can feel emotions that you haven't felt, like pushing to the surface, like hard. It's humbling, right? When there is nothing you can do about those. I don't even want to look there. It's like I'm too shy. But when you can't do anything about those emotions, they're pushing through and they're coming up. And it just brings you to your knees. And you go, I don't know what I'm doing, please help me. Yeah, but you fight and for like 15 minutes, you go plus, minus, 1, 0, right, wrong. And then by 5 minutes then, of thinking in your own head, and then all of a sudden it's just emotions well up, and you go, I don't know, God, you know, and it's just done. And the tears flood, and you make peace with it, and it's over, and you leave it alone, and you thank God for it, and you praise Him. And that's, for me, that's humbling. It's like you are a beginner. You are a complete and utter beginner at this. You've got no idea what you're doing, and that's okay. So that's what I found out of that. And humbly receive the word which has been planted within you. That's that voice within you that speaks so loud. It starts punching its way out. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think about that?
No, I think exactly the same thing.
And then to say that voice has the power to rescue your lives. So like, if you don't believe me that I'm rescued, I don't really.
Remember, like when you were a kid, you were told that you have a good voice and a bad voice.
Yeah.
It depends on that. Your actions determine how loud each voice is. So if you continue to do good things, obviously you're going to hear more within the word that is planted within you.
It's a good analogy, isn't it? Jesus and the devil.
Correct.
Yeah, we got taught that.
Yeah.
Great for remembering that. I actually forgot that. It's like
you have good
9 years old, you get taught. Which voice are you going to listen to? You are
The good voice is planted within you.
and the bad voice.
You are a child. Well, you are a child of God. That good side of you, or not saying the good side of you, but like your good intentions or wanting to be a good person inside. That's
Planted.
within you.
Where do you think the bad voice lives? More outside? More like on the shoulder, and the good voice is here?
Yeah, I always feel like it's
I think so. Like the stuff that we see and feel from the energies and the things we view and consume and talk and the conversations.
Open your eyes towards those things, obviously.
The conversations we get into, the places we hang out in, that's where the bad voice comes in. The good voice fights it from the inside out, doesn't it? Anyway, brainy tip. Brainy tip. Dr. Caroline Leaf says, what you wire into your brain through thinking is stored into your non-conscious mind. The non-conscious mind is where 99.9% of your mind activity is. It is the root level that stores the thoughts within the emotions and perceptions, and it impacts the conscious mind and what we say and do. The non-conscious mind is where 99% of your mind activity is. It is the root level that stores the thoughts within the emotions and perceptions, and it impacts the conscious mind and what we say and do. So literally, what you train yourself to think and do gets stored, and you just start acting in that manner anyway.
Like those positive affirmations.
And that's what I said. The psychology,
But that's also like I found as an individual, like since before I accepted Jesus into my heart, like saying positive things about myself, like you're beautiful, you're smart, you're clever, you know what you're doing, you can do it. I was like, it's hard to say out loud. Sure, I can think it, but like even then, I couldn't believe it, to be honest.
But there's so much psychology behind it, right? There's so much like. I know I said the thing about who we should listen to online, right? I'm serious about that. Who we should listen to. That said, when someone like James Smith explains how marketing or selling or the algorithms on social media works, it makes sense, right? The psychology behind it is because everybody starts using Instagram with your friends and family and stuff, right? When you actually have something passionate or something you want to sell, a product, something you want to talk about, or you want to be a life coach, psychologist, you want to tell your story and you think your story should be heard, whatever the case may be, you feel ashamed, you feel embarrassed because all your friends. But then he says, like, if this is something that's really true, there are like billions of users on the platform. You're worried about like 1,000. Yeah. 1,000 of a billion. Do the math. It's ridiculous what you're worrying about. And then it says like that thing about the faith of a mustard. All those little things. There's reverse. There's good feedback loops and bad feedback loops, right? So you need to use the good ones. Anyway, as I mentioned before, you are what you think. What you choose to focus on, what you choose to think about will change the structure of your brain. Good feedback loop. So if you choose to worry about something, thinking about it on a daily basis, you build this concern into your non-conscious mind, which then impacts the way you think, feel, and choose. Essentially, you've built a worldview of fear, which shapes the way you react. Remember when I spoke about fear earlier today, about how most of the things we do actually is rooted in fear.
Yes.
All our worries is everything is fear. You're like, I've done something bad to someone, now I fear. It starts with guilt and blah, but at the end, the deepest one that sits and sinks is fear of you getting found out of how pathetic you are, or whatever the case may be. Yet when you choose to follow the Messiah, you put away all these negative thoughts. On a daily basis, you choose to renew your mind, taking your thoughts captive and meditating on what is good and beautiful. And the more you meditate on these good things, the more you plant the worldview of Jesus deep within you. Jesus overcomes fear. When you start seeing the world from the Messiah's angle, you see the truth of humanity and the power of love, which has the power to rescue our lives. Remember I told you, I said it earlier today and I haven't read this. It's start with love, however you can find love, where you can find
hug a dog.
Have a dog, go hug your dog. You know, go do something you love, go work out, go hang out with your friends, do loving stuff. If you're struggling with something, start there. Start with Jesus, obviously, but then start with love after that, the psychological part of it. Start with acting in love towards what you did wrong, who did you wrong, your guilt, your anger, everything, just treat it with love. Every single thing is like, It sucks, and you made me say it and do it, and now I do feel better about it. It was embarrassing.
It's hard.
It's
not
hard.
embarrassing.
It's hard. It's hard to say.
It's very hard.
It's hard to say I love you to somebody you're really angry with,
Yes.
even if it's yourself.
Yes.
It's really, really difficult.
100%.
Anyway.
But the thing is, if you can't forgive yourself and love yourself, how do you expect?
I think I know what we're going to write down. Start with love. I'm going to write it down here. I know. Cool. Start with love. It is really hard to say I love you when you're angry, but that's exactly what you should do.
Yes, so true. Hey yo! Lekker man!
Ba-dum-dum. I can't do it.
Ba-doom.
Ba-dum. Ah, okay, let's go. Ba-dum. Done?
That's so good.
What did you write?
I said think positive. Blah. Think positively and stuff.
Ba-dum. No, meet in the middle. Ba-dum. Done.